looking back on the Funtimes and their history within Circus Baby's entertainment and rental for another theory. Another thought popped into my head about how the personalities of the homicidal robots match up pretty closely to what we know of Afton himself. With the titular namesake of the game series, we see that Funtime Freddy is rather crazed and manic, finding glee and delight in the act of catching and killing his victims, while also being arrogant and sadistic. Freddy is the closest to how Afton truly acts behind his persona, with the man being quite sadistic toward his victims, as seen by how he talks within Springtrap, as well as being quite arrogant and confident, as seen in his boasting towards Baby's creation. Funtime Freddy's relationship with Bonbon can also relate back to the relationship between William and Michael themselves. Switching over to the main villain of the game, we see that Baby is rather soft-spoken and appears polite. However, in actuality, she is very manipulative towards the player and outright abusive towards the other Funtimes, as seen by her conversation with them in the Scott's game source code. This mirrors Afton's own manipulative tactics towards both Michael and Henry throughout the series, with the deranged man using this manipulation to achieve his goals. Baby's abusive tendency also lines up with how we see Afton treat the MCI spirits in both the movie and the Fourth Closet. Switching over to the robotic ballerina, we see that Ballora is calm and composed, hiding her deadly sadistic nature behind a veil of her calm demeanor. This mirrors Afton's own calm and collected manner when speaking, seen the most during the beginning cutscene of the game, with the man using his polite demeanor to lull both people and his victims into a false sense of security before revealing his true malicious mannerisms. With Funtime Foxy, we see that the fox is rather larger than life, having a showmanship type of attitude, despite his seemingly isolated mannerisms within the game itself. This ties back into Afton's own theatrical and showmanship qualities, something that was likely enhanced by his role in Freddy's and heavily seen with some of his lines in Springtrap. Finally, with Funtime Chica, we see that unlike other iterations of a character in the series, she is incredibly vain and attention-seeking, wanting validation when confronting the player in UCN. This ties perfectly with what we see in Afton, with the man wanting not only validation towards his work, but also sees himself as above everyone around him, especially Henry, with his obsession and jealousy of the man possibly fueling his eventual killing of Charlotte.